Here we are at the next figure on SK1, and I've gone ahead and laid it out in the center using the same technique. And you can go ahead and again cheat just a little bit since there's a half a mark here and not over here. So it's not perfectly centered, but it's pretty close. I wanted to use the grids, of course, to my advantage. So this is fine, laid out with 3.5 on this side and 4 on this. I used, since it was the same height as 10, I just sketched over my construction lines from the other drawing. And then it's 13 wide instead of 12. So I found the center and counted over 6.5. Actually, I measured over 3.5, and then laid out my 13. So you could come over to the 4th line, and that would push it over one more, and you'd have just 3 over here. So I used 3.5, and then started my grid layout, my overall length layout. Then I measured, found the center to be 1 grid, so times 2 would be 2 grid for the center, and I laid out the center point for each of my rounds that are on the corners. And after I laid out the center points and where the tangency points are, I then just at a 45-degree angle, which from the center and then through the a diagonal like so, and 2 grid mark on my paper, and create a little mark right there. And then I rotate the paper around and make a small arc to that point, and then from there to that tangency point. And that's the kind of quality I'm looking for on the arcs. Right, and then use that technique that you saw back in the chapter, and for drawing a full circle. So use the same technique. Looks like it's 1 grid on diameter. Yep. So it'll be 2. So you just construct a box that would contain each circle. I'll demonstrate 1 and then let you complete it. All right, then sketch some light diagonals. And yeah, I'm not using dashes like you saw in the chapter instructions. I'm just using very light construction lines. And then lay off the radius on those diagonals. And that gives you a number of points to draw small arcs to. And you just work your way around. It's very easy to draw a little tiny arc like that. And it's a sketch, so don't get all tore up that it's not perfectly round. And with practice, you can make circles that look pretty round. Then you go ahead and apply the line weight, which I'm kind of doing right there. Be careful that you don't go over things too many times. It's very difficult to retrace, especially on arcs. So go ahead and darken that in, and then you'll have your name down here and the date, and then take a picture of it, change the name of it to SK-1- and then your initials, and send that to me in an email with the subject of 102 CAD in the subject line.